Let's take a look at efficiency in a perfectly competitive market. Now, when we're discussing efficiency, what we're looking at is the use of resources. As these resources are scarce, we want to ensure we're getting the most out of them. The first efficiency we're interested in is called productive efficiency, and this is producing with the fewest amount of resources. In other words, producing without much waste. Now, you may ask, how do we actually measure the resources that are being used? Well, we can measure the cost of those resources. And so we can find that most effective or most efficient production point, and that's going to be located at the minimum of the average total cost curve, because the average total cost curve represents the cost of those resources being used. The next efficiency is related to productive efficiency, only slightly different, and this is called allocative efficiency. And what we're concerned with here is, are we allocating the proper amount of resources to that production of the good? Or in other words, are we producing too much of the good or too little of the good? And so what we're concerned with here is that the quantity of good produced is the socially optimal amount, or best for society. Well, you may ask, how do we figure that out? Well, the socially optimal amount will occur when the social benefits to society equal the social cost to society. Now the question becomes, well, how do we measure social benefits? How do we measure social costs? Let's start with the costs. The social cost to society are going to be the cost of resources. So this is represented in our cost curves. Now, the social benefit to society, this is the benefit that people get from consuming the good. Now, if you recall, the buyer's valuation or willingness to pay for something represents the benefit that they get. So if we want to know what the social benefit of the good is, we can get it indirectly by looking at, well, what are people willing to pay for it? What this tells us then is that the socially optimal amount occurs when they're producing a quantity where the price paid, the social benefits, equals the cost to society, which is represented by the marginal cost. Or in other words, we can say productive efficiency occurs when we produce at the minimum point of the average total cost curve, and allocative efficiency occurs when price equals marginal cost. So in the short run, in this case, that the firm is earning a profit, and we see that marginal cost equals marginal revenue, and marginal revenue equals price. Therefore, in the short run, we do have allocative efficiency. Now, looking at productive efficiency, it occurs at the minimum of the average total cost curve, which is this point here. And you can see we're not producing at that minimum point. We're producing a point that's a touch higher than that. With respect to productive efficiency, we're not there. Looking to the long run, however, where the firm is not making a profit, we see that marginal cost equals marginal revenue equals price. So we retain that allocative efficiency. And this time, the minimum point is where we are producing. Therefore, in the long run, we have allocative efficiency and productive efficiency. And this is why the perfectly competitive market is considered the most efficient market and the best for society of all the four markets that there are.